Hey guys, B.O.L.T here. So I'm running out of time. I have 2 hours. I wanted to go watch I have one disc left of the third series of Scooby Doo. I wanted to at least try and finish that today. But of course, I wanted to show you guys my Funko Pops and do an update last 2 weeks ago. Actually, it's been like 3 weeks now. Anyways, so I actually had some time to think. I'm awake right now. So what's gonna happen is instead of two bonus, I'm gonna give you a bonus and something for you to know. Um, Same concept. I'm actually gonna let you pause right at I'll probably give it 2 seconds, cause it was just too awkward last time. Anyways, let's go. So question number one: name a minigame. So there are several mini games in this. Just name or I even couldn't name one of them. So it's like, what's the main character? I'll give you a point if you know the main character of it. And then I'll give you question two along with this is who do you get? How do you get it? That's what I mean. How do you get this mini game? What kind of action do you need to get it? Alright, so anyways, so the first minigame would be BB's Air Adventure. This would be the poster that is, just got BB and some balloons. You got to double click that to get it. There is this is the one I didn't know the personal name it was Chica's Party, where you get to play as Chica and give out cake. All you have to do this is collect the 4 shadow cupcakes. There's Mangle's Quest, which you just gotta. There's an arcade cabinet with buttons and stuff. You gotta press the buttons in a certain way. Stage 01 is Golden Freddy and Spring Bonnie's stage. The way to get this is there's like the scrap box with all the classic toy animatronics. To the right of that, like maybe a panel, you get a 9 square tile, and you're supposed to basically make it like a dial-up phone. Well, not a dial-up. Yeah, dial-up phone. Next is Glitch. This is what all I can find on the internet is the Shadow Bonnie mini game, which is night 5. You just find the figurine all the way to your right in the corner, hidden in the shadows. Grab that and you get it. Next is where can you find hints to these mini games? Anyways, it would be known as Hint Hall, which is basically in between night mini games. You get one before night 1 and then before every single night. Basically, you go to the room that has Pirate's Cove and go right underneath it. This would be basically, if you look at the minigame as the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 location, this would be the West Hall where Bonnie normally goes through to get to the office. There's a corridor there, and basically, it gives you 2 inner walls that show you a hint for that night's minigame. I believe the only one that you need to know is the that has double would be double click BB, and I think it's the other mini. I think Mangle's Quest. I think that's it. Number 4. Where did they find Springtrap? It would be the hidden safe room. Question number 5. What is the safe room for? Originally, what was it used for the company? It was to hide and change in and out of costume for the spring animatronics. Number 6. What loosens spring locks? There's the spring lock suit. What loosens the spring locks in it? The answer would be moisture. We'll go over this a little bit more in detail once I kind of do this next question, which is, what are spring lock suits? They were classically introduced back in the 80s, but what are they? The answer would be it's in half animatronic, half suit. So basically, it comes as an animatronic, but there is a special hand crank that peels back the parts of the animatronic, puts them to the side of the suit so someone can actually go inside it. The spring locks are the mechanisms to hold it in place. If there was like breathing, like heavy breathing that left moisture on it, it loosens the spring locks, and this can alternate in a spring lock failure, which we can see in multiple instances. Next would be question 8 and 9, and we'll answer this together. What's the name of the location? What do you play in Five Nights at Freddy's 3? Answer number 9 is, what is its main function? Why is this? What is this facility for? The answers would be Fazbear Fright and its haunted house attraction. Answer number 10 is, what is Springtrap? The main antagonist of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. What is he? The answer would be, he is Spring Bonnie, one of the classic spring lock suits. And he spring locked the murderer of the kids inside. Answer. That was the final question, and I just fucking... Okay. Next is, what is the biggest rule of the safe room? There are rules you're supposed to obtain that the employees are told when it comes to the safe room. What is the biggest one? And that would be, never bring a customer back there. Never have them be brought inside the safe room. Next would be, why is the spring lock... why were the spring lock suits discontinued? Why were they never used again? Because it would be an amazing thing to have half suit, half animatronic. Why isn't it a thing? And the answer would be, it had at a location of Fazbear's, at Fredbear's, there was a multiple spring lock failure. So someone either died or had a huge bleed out. Why does the spring lock... why does Springtrap react to the audio laughters? So basically, to lure Springtrap into another room, you would need to use Balloon Boy's "Hello" and bring them to another room. Why is this? It would be the suit's AI. Basically, Spring Bonnie is reacting to the laughter of children and is going to where the children are. That way he can entertain them. 13. Why does the phantoms exist? There are phantoms all around locations. How do you see them, and why do they exist? The answer would be lack of air. Basically, they have the most stupidest ventilation system. It's so moldy feeling that it's just there, you can barely breathe. So it starts giving you mirages and stuff. Next would be, how many years since Five Nights at Freddy's 1 has it been? So how many years from point A to point B, from Five Nights at Freddy's 1 to Five Nights at Freddy's 3? The answer would have been 30 years. Alright, which animatronic doesn't have a phantom? Out of all the phantoms that appear to you, there's one animatronic from either the main, or I won't say the Five Nights at Freddy's 2, but there is some Five Nights at Freddy's 2 animatronics. The answer would have been Bonnie. Bonnie is the only animatronic. Thanks to Springtrap being a Bonnie, they no longer needed a phantom animatronic Bonnie. Let's see. Question number 6 is, what Easter egg character returns from Five Nights at Freddy's 2? So there were several Five Nights at Freddy's 2 Easter egg characters. One of them returns for this game. And of course it's rare, so it's hard to know it. The answer would have been Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy can appear in the left corner of the room, and he is also known as Golden Freddy. People think it's a phantom Phantom version of Golden Freddy, but other people just say it's just normal Shadow Freddy. Let's see here. Which model of an animatronic isn't in the game? So between Final Freddy's 1 and 2, out of all these models of the characters, which ones do not have a Phantom version? So you have Mangle, A, Phantom, Puppet, B, Withered Foxy, C, Withered Chica, D, or Withered Freddy, E. The answer would have been D, Withered Chica. Versus the Withered. Most Phantom animatronics were from Finest Freddy's 2, but the Chica was from Finest Freddy's 1. 18. Name one of three. Artifact. Name one of three artifact Easter eggs. So basically items. There's Easter eggs that pop up, that can appear in your office. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. All right. So your answer would have been Paper Plate Freddy, Paper Plate Bonnie. They both appear left of the window. And then there's Mr. Cupcake. He can appear on your desk. And then here's our last question, because question 20 would have been what is Springtrap, but we kind of already said that. What can Springtrap do, especially during Nightmare Night, that makes it your night harder? So there's a certain thing Springtrap can do to basically ruin or make you lose a run in a night, especially a later night, or especially in nightmare mode night. And this would have been, he can technically make a fake Springtrap. Some people have called this Dark Springtrap, but it is just classic Springtrap. But it's basically, he makes a mirage of himself, and it basically acts as a duplicate. Well, it wanders around. It doesn't tell exactly where the other Springtrap is, which he can come to your office and kill you while you're looking at the other one. Your bonus for today is, before Springtrap was revealed, who or what was it called? So during the original teasers and the first trailer, people did not have an actual name for Springtrap or figure out what he is, which was basically the half animatronic, half killer that he is today, and he's a classic Spring Bonnie. That's withered. There are theories of what he was going to be before the game came out, and I'll name two right now. So basically, originally a lot of people thought it was just an animatronic, a monster animatronic, where they took pieces and parts of other animatronics and put all to one, because that was the biggest one. Was they showed the scrap box of all the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 characters and the Withered Foxy Hook, and he was to the right of it in the dark, and people thought, well, this kind of shows that he's pieces and parts of animatronics. The other one was, there was a very first the very first trailers of Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was a very detailed close-up of his face, which a lot of people either seen it as Fredbear or a golden, it would be Fredbear, Golden Freddy, or would have been a Golden Foxy, which was the most furthest one, but someone has made a Golden Foxy model on Gmod, but anyways, the did you know fact of this test is Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was supposed to be the very end of the franchise. Scott Cawthon, during the Doco reveal, because it was the 50-20 mode, he won and got a interview. He asked how Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was. So basically, it was supposed to be the very last game. It showed a whole bunch of lore. It would give you a kind of a good ending to your, to make you kind of feel satisfied of it. The thing is, it's just the Springtrap jump scare was so uninspiring versus the first and second one. It's like, it doesn't, the first one, it's ambiance. The second one is just like how crazy and chaotic it was. Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is just roar. where it's just like Scott's like, okay, I can see it. I want to build more games because this one felt mediocre. Uh, and basically, they went and he made a Final Fantasy 4 where it was a lot more scarier, it was more audible, and the jump scares were a lot more scarier. And that's why we have a continued franchise today. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.